A very warm welcome to StudyIQ. I am Prashant Pavani. I hope you all are doing good, my dear friends. Today is 4th November, Sunday today. I'm sure you all are enjoying your Sunday. Today we don't get editorials and articles, but I have a special topic for you guys. Very interesting facts and figures and other things in this special topic of the day. But before that, I would like to introduce all of you to our big Diwali sale. You get flat 60% off on our pen drive and Android courses. The validity is 10th November, so make the most out of it. To find out more about it, do check out StudyIQ.com. If you have any question or queries regarding it, feel free and give us a call on the numbers that you can see on your screen. Now, the special topic of the day is groundwater and its usage in India. Do you know this thing that groundwater is one of the most important water sources in our country? We have various different water sources like rainwater harvesting or rainwater, rivers, lakes, ponds, etc. And out of all these various different sources of water that we have, groundwater is the most important one. The reason why it is most important one, we will find out in a minute. Now, as per World Water Development Report, India is the largest extractor of groundwater in the world. Now, before we move ahead, I have a quick question for you guys. Can you give me the name of an organization that comes out with this World Water Development Report? If you know the answer, stick your answer in the comment section right now. If you don't know, then Google it and then stick your answer in the comment section. But you have to stick your answer in the comment section of this video. Right. So, as per this World Water Development Report, we are, you can say the largest extractor of groundwater. And if we compare ourselves with China and USA, then the total groundwater that is extracted by China, add this total Chinese groundwater plus or extracted, groundwater extracted by China, total figure plus total groundwater extracted by USA. If we add this figure then as well, right, they are no match with Indian figures as far as this groundwater is concerned. So you can understand here that we are heavily dependent on groundwater. 63% of all irrigation water that we use for our agriculture is sourced from groundwater. 80% of our rural as well as urban domestic water supplies are also sourced from groundwater. I'll give you one example here. Say, for example, if we have 100 liter of water, out of this 100 liter, 70 to 75% is just used for agriculture. So this again is a very unsustainable way of agricultural practices in our country. And the reason why it is a matter of concern is because from the same report, this World Water Development Report, it indicates that 21 major cities are going to go dry by 2020. So you can imagine that this growth engines of our country, generally we say that urban areas or cities are our growth engines of our economy. If they are out of water, water is basic, right? Without water there is no life. So we are going to face problems from various different angles as far as our life is concerned, as far as our economy is concerned, society is concerned, politics is concerned, because water is so basic thing for our survival that it's going to impact it. The ripple effect of this situation is going to be catastrophic for our whole setup. In last 7 years, nearly 44% of wells have declined. So this indicates, as per this report, right, that's what we get. So 44%, so let's say that 50%, right, just to make it a bit easier, 50% in last 7 years, our wells are part of this groundwater, isn't it? So groundwater table is depleting. So what we need to do now, we need to have two things. We have to confront these two challenges, dual challenges. The first one is we have to regulate the usage of groundwater. At the same time, we have to make sure that we are rejuvenating or replenishing these groundwater sources. The biggest culprit in our country is subsidies on electricity. The problem, or this is a very typical human behavior, that when you are given with or if I give you something that is totally free, you don't have to put any efforts, may it be in terms of money, may it be in terms of time or energy, etc. If there are no efforts, or if you don't pay price for a thing, right, then, or if we don't pay, or if something is totally free, then we don't value that particular thing. And that's what I think it's happening with water as well. The government is providing you can say, subsidized electricity to farmers, and these farmers are extracting huge amount of groundwater for their agricultural practices. What we find in our country is, like, I'll give you one example of rice production in our country and the methods of rice production in Madagascar. When last time when our President Ramnath Kovindji was in Madagascar, at that point of time he was taken to a field where they produce rice, and what they do is they have a very unique way of rice production. Rather than submerging the whole field underwater, that's what we find in our country. What they do in Madagascar is they will just make sure that the top soil is wet enough, it has enough moisture, and that much moisture is more than enough for you can say, a bountiful rice production. We don't need to submerge our fields, rice fields or paddy fields under water, but we are doing this thing, and this is one of the reason is that we are not calculating the price of water. We are not taking price or we are not taking or calculating water as an input cost, because it is free, isn't it? You get free electricity, so you can extract as much water you like. There is nothing called metered groundwater pumps, or even if we find in some places there are some pilot projects going on, and there are a few places where you have this metered groundwater pumps. Then as well, this metered groundwater pumps, they have some sort of subsidies associated with it. So again, it's nearly free. MSP is, every year we find that this bar is going up and up, or higher and higher, when it comes to this rice and sugarcane. Now, rice and sugarcane, they need huge amount of water, because still we are not using the latest or the best practices when it comes to production of rice and sugarcane is absent in our country. So few culprits are here. I'm sure we all are aware about this thing, that in our country we have the submersibles, pumps. So the more money you have, the more deeper you can go, and there is no meter or anything on it. You can extract as much as you can. You can, every time all you need to do is press that button, and it will start pumping out water for you, and you can use as much as you like. There is no sort of checkup or no sort of meter or scale or limitations. So this is a matter of concern. We need to stop this practice, and research indicates that although MSP has led to assured incomes, it has also led to groundwater depletion, because more farmers are going for rice and sugarcane, this very thirsty, you can say water thirsty crops. So we need to diversify our crop pattern as well as our practices here. Niti Aayog's Composite Water Management Index. Now this is a very important information, I think, right? Niti Aayog comes out with this CWMI, that is Composite Water Management Index, and as per this report, it states that the majority of states have scored less than 50% in the source augmentation of groundwater resource index. An analysis of penal data across 370 districts in India found that a reduction in electricity subsidy was correlated with a decrease in groundwater extraction, because a 10% reduction in this subsidy leads to 6.7% decrease in groundwater extraction. So here we find a clear correlation. So we need to get rid of this, gradually, or all of a sudden rapidly. We need to get rid of the subsidies that we are providing now. There are various experts. Their suggestion is that we provide some sort of cash benefit transfer to farmers. If we are not giving them electricity subsidies, then we need to provide them this cash benefit transfer. Then again, what we are doing is we are making it free for them. So this is not the best way to go ahead. And this sort of decisions are a bit politically unpopular as well. So when they are unpopular, means no political party will take risk to play around with this thing, because 50% plus population of our country is associated with agriculture. So if you are coming out with this sort of strategy, like this harsh, realistic, practical, but bit harsh for farmer, this sort of strategy, then we are going to see that it means the other political party will offer you this thing. So at political level as well, we need a proper understanding about the situation through which we are going through. Now we have some good examples from various different countries, and the best country in the world when it comes to water management is of course Israel, right? They are totally dependent on this micro irrigation techniques. Now they have moved ahead as well. They are using this big data analytics and other things, artificial intelligence, and they are using drones, smart cameras, and so many things to make sure that each and every crop that you have in your field is getting enough water. And they use this drip irrigation and micro sprinklers. Now this thing is also a bit outdated in Israel. If we talk about Israel, this is something that we badly need here. If Israel, a country that is it's a totally desert portion over there, or majority of portion of Israel is desert and dry, and if they can produce fruits and vegetables, and if can you believe this thing, they are also exporting fruits and vegetables to various different countries. So the money that they are making out of it is huge, and they are using minimum, you can say, mere water as far as their agriculture production is concerned. So many things that we can learn, and then these things are already there, right? Scientifically they are there, out there. All we need to do is we need to adopt all these practices here in our country. A study by Kumar and Palanisamy showed that the adoption of drip irrigation increased in areas where less water intensive crops such as banana, grapes, coconut were grown. And additionally, the study found that adoption of drip irrigation was higher in regions where water and labor were scarcer. So other areas as well, right? Particularly where we have rice and the sugarcane, plantations, we need to inject this micro irrigation techniques in those portions as well. Groundwater is depleting. It has helped us many a times, right? In 1960s, when we started our green revolution, at that point of time as well, groundwater played a very important role. But now we need to change this source. We have to opt for, rather than continuing the same usage, stopping groundwater, and if we are going to extract more water from rivers, then that's not going to help us. What we need best practices, and I'm sure if we adapt this best practices, then we can sort out this problem. If we don't, then we are going to face environmental catastrophe in near future. So that's everything in a special topic. I'm sure it was fruitful, and make sure that you pass your valuable comments as well, like how this special topic was for you guys, and make sure you download the PDF as well. It's very important. I have gone through so many articles, and I have got some important findings for you guys. Right, so I'll start with a sad story today as far as news is concerned. The tigress that you can see on your screen, she is dead. Her name was Omni, and it was alleged that she killed 13 villagers, and she was shot dead. Now, it's not the only option. You could have captured it and tranquilized it and captured it, but this tranquilizing efforts failed, and the last thing they did was injecting a bullet in her skull. So that's a very sad thing that we find here. And the thing is, it's not the tigers, right? They are not coming into our area. It is our area that is expanding into their homes. So naturally, any wild animal will behave in an aggressive manner. So we have to understand this thing here, that we are the ones who are destroying their habitat, right? We have killed so many tigers. We have killed so many tigers, lions, and so far, do you know this thing that from 1970, if we go through 1970 and all the species that we used to have, animal species that we used to have on our planet, 60% of those animal species are gone. Right? Once they are gone forever. We are never going to bring them back. So the damage that we human beings have caused is enormous, and we cannot replace it with anything else. So we need to stop this sort of things. We need to find some other ways of capturing this sort of man-eater lions or tigers or any other animals. This is not the first time we find this sort of thing. Last year or the year before that as well, there was a case of hunting down a couple of leopards. So that's not the best way to do things. That's what I believe. Moving on to another item, Mallikarjun Kharge moves Supreme Court against order relieving CBI chief. It's about this CBI versus CBI case. And you know that Mr. Verma, who was the main man or the chief of CBI, director of CBI, was grounded. And when it comes to selection of a CBI chief, then you have three important players. You have Prime Minister, you have Chief Justice of India, CJI, and then you have leader of opposition. If you don't have any leader of opposition, then you have leader of the single largest party in opposition as the third person in this selection committee. So when you are appointing a person, a CBI chief, right, then you are consulting then inputs from all these three, or this selection committee is there. Then when you are relieving them or grounding them, then why are you not consulting with this all three members? So this is the main complaint of this leader of single largest party in opposition, that is Mallikarjun Kharge, and he has moved to Supreme Court. So now let's wait and watch. You know that already one case is going on. Mr. Verma has also filed an appeal or a case in Supreme Court about his removal. Bid to revive insurgency in Punjab. This is a serious news that is coming out from Army Chief General Bipin Rawat. He has said that attempts are being made to through external linkages. There are some organizations in Canada, Pakistan as well. They are trying to revive insurgency in Punjab. Back in 1980s, things were very bad when this pro-Khalistan movement took place in Punjab. So many people died and things like that. At that point of time, it was controlled, but still, as per Army Chief Bipin Rawat, things are still going on underground, and we need to sort it out as soon as possible. Now on your screen you have one owl, and Diwali celebration is sadly, it's a sad news for owl, because there are so many people out there, they are associated with this tantric rituals and this sacrifices and other things. So what they do is they illegally trap these owls and they kill these owls, and owl trade goes up during this Diwali time. And out of total 30 species of owls that we find in our country, 15 are traded illegally, particularly spotted owlet, barn owl and rock eagle owl. These are the three commonly recorded species in illegal trade. Owls are protected under Wildlife Protection Act, which prohibits hunting, trade or any other form of utilization of species or their body parts. We have this CITES. CITES stands for Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, which looks after wildlife or wild flora and fauna, and it restricts international trade of this fauna and flora. So remember this CITES. It's again a very important GK for you guys. MBBS curriculum revised after 21 years. So now this doctors MBBS, they will be trained for communication skills. When I say communication skills, I mean to say that how to communicate with patients and relatives, and also making sure that they are accurately penning down the name and other important details of patients. So these are a few changes that we are going to find in this MBBS curriculum. And this is taking place after 21 years. It's just a small GK thing, but it's very important if you look at it from public health point of view. So here it is for you guys. Now GSAT 11 returns to Guyana for December launch. We are going to take help of European Space Agency. They are going to use this Ariane 5 rocket launch vehicle. GSAT 11 is the heaviest Indian communication satellite so far, and it will help us with it will provide a superior communication and data of 12 Gbps connectivity. So that's outstanding, isn't it? It is using this multiple Ka and Ku bands. India-Japan relationship. I have a small excerpt from this interview of Deputy Chief of Mission of Japan, Hideki Asari, and he has said that this fifth annual meeting between Shinzo Abe and Mr. Modi, and it was 12th meeting, right? Overall 12th meeting. We have met many a times on the sidelines of United Nations and other important organizations or other important events, conferences and summits. So total 12 meetings so far between two prime ministers indicates cordial relationship or strength as well as depth of relationship between India and Japan. We talked about, or we are working in various different fields, including politics, economics, business, strategic connectivity, people to people contact and exchange, or global issues. There are so many things where we are partners of each other. With the help of Japan, we are building this national highway number 40. Remember, it's important here. Many times you find this sort of questions as well. So this national highway 40 will connect the northeastern part of our country with Bangladesh. So remember this important information. And they have talked about BRI. Japan has said that it's not supporting BRI. It's a bit skeptical about BRI. BRI is Belt and Road Initiative of China. I'm sure you know many things about it. We have discussed so many times BRI. And here you find this is Indian Ocean. This is Pacific Ocean. So together it's called Indo-Pacific region. Now, a link that is connecting this Indo and Pacific region is this South China Sea. The route is here, right? This from here you enter Strait of Malacca, and then you enter the South China Sea. And this expansionist attitude of China is creating problem for all Indo-Pacific region countries. So that's what he has talked about in his interview. So that's everything in today's discussion, right, dear friends. Make sure you download the PDF of today's lecture from my FB page and Twitter handle. Please make sure that you share this lecture with other students and share the PDF as well with other students. Do let me know your opinion or comment about special topic in the comment section of this video. And that's everything. I'll see you tomorrow early morning. Till then, enjoy your studies. God bless you all. Jai Hind.